Yeah.
Come on.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So first, I would like to thank everyone for 16,000 subscribers, and we are currently here at the 2025 Philippine Electric Vehicle Summit. So move on to the video on I don't know what I am going to drive today. So another AION review here at the Electric Vehicle Summit. So we just covered the UT and the V models. And this time we are going to drive probably one of their most expensive ones to date. So this is the AION Hyptec HT, and as you can see in the background, this is the most insane feature I've ever seen on a car so far. Yes, they copied the Model X, but hey, all of the systems work in place, and that's what I love about this Hyptec HT. And don't worry, it's very electronic, so it doesn't hit anything up above or with the people trying to open this vehicle. And just look at that. How insane are these gull wing doors? And back up front, yes, a lot of Tesla vibes here with this Hyptec HT. So up at front, it kind of has the older Model Y looks, and you have a ground clearance of 150 millimeters, which is actually kind of high for a coupe crossover. And underneath here, there's nothing because you only have a front boot. So parang the Hyptec HT models, so it's exactly the same. So you have a 82 kilowatt hour battery that produces a whopping 335 horsepower and 380 newton meters of torque. And the acceleration time of this from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour is done in 5.8 seconds. Yeah, you heard me right. 5.8 seconds. That's pretty quick. And the top speed, I assume it's only limited to 183 kilometers per hour. Protect the battery, and I know it can go more because of the aerodynamics involved with this vehicle. And these are running on 245, 50, and 20 series tires and wheels respectively. This one's a bit of a weird one because the AION V that I just literally test drove earlier are running on a sport kind of tire, but these ones are running on eco tires. It's gonna be an interesting one later. And at the rear of this AION Hyptec HT, gone is the design language of the Tesla vehicles, because in my opinion only, it kind of looks like that of some Porsche coupe SUV models. I mean, it looks really good. And like the ones in front, these have LED taillights, but this is a very nice LED light bar with some diamond effects on it. And despite being a coupe SUV, this is still very much practical. So with all of the seats up, this has a total of 670 liters. Ironically, this is already way more than that of the AION V, which has a more square shape. Even though this is a coupe SUV, yeah, you might struggle carrying taller items here. And then once you fold all of the seats down, it extends to a whopping 1,802 liters. And underneath, you have a lot of storage, no space saver tire. Oh wow, that's really deep. So I can fit myself in there if I want to only, but we'll do that on another time. And few more toys here. You get 12-volt socket on the left side, and on either side you get LED lights along too with a grocery hook. And here in the interior of this AION Hyptec HT, and with the name itself, it's really high-tech. So here in the door card, I don't need to do anything. Just press that and the door will automatically shut. Oh wow, I'm so mesmerized already on how high-tech this vehicle is. So this is the interior. This is one of the best AION interiors that I've sat in so far. And then back on the door card, everything's leather. There's no hints of plastic whatsoever. Minimalist design, which I like because you just have ambient light, window switches, the lot, and the button for opening the doors automatically, and then to close it as such. That's crazy. And then here on the left side, you can just get an extra compartment along with an air conditioning vent. Then the steering wheel, it's kind of like a Aston Martin, I'll be honest, because it's like a square shape kind of style. And then you have the 10 telescopic functions with the steering. Just few buttons here for your voice command and phone connectivity stuff. And like with the rest of the AIONs, this is your column shifter. And in my view, this is the furthest diverse display I've seen so far. So it's like with that of the AION V, it's at 8.8 inches, displays your gears, your speed, safety warnings, your range, the lot, and for driving modes as well. And same here too, you have a 14.6-inch infotainment system with Apple CarPlay only, but you have onboard navigation at least. and you have a 360-degree camera. Very crystal clear, responsive, name it, it's really, really good. And despite with the gull-wing doors, the cameras actually have a good read on what's on either side, at least two. And going back to the door, wait, I just opened this one again. I noticed it's so quiet in here in the cabin because these are frameless and you have double glazing for the glass, which is very luxurious. And then back here with the infotainment stuff, like what I said with the AION V, everything has to be controlled here in the infotainment system. But you get used to it pretty quickly because all of the shortcuts are here, like for your air conditioning stuff, seat ventilation, I assume only. Oh wait, no, I don't see. Oh wait, here you go. So you do have seat ventilations, but there's no heating functions. But I don't mind since we're here anyway in the Philippines. Then the rest here, again, pretty much similar like that of the AION V. So you get a wireless charging pad here on the left side, even though this is not my phone, disclaimer only, but I'll just give this back. Another pad here for another phone if you want. Then pop this one up, you get two cup holders, and then here in the center console, no fridge, but hey, it's really deep. Like, it can fit my whole arm. So you can put like 1-liter bottles just inside with ease. And what else? This is really confusing. No glove box once again, but you only get this time one hook here for your bags. And underneath the console itself, two Type-C USB ports, a USB Type-A port, and a 12-volt socket. And the highlight, oh wow, the seats are really good. And the highlight of this vehicle are the seat once again. Again, you get butterfly headrest so your head doesn't get swayed around if you're driving this very quickly, which I am very excited. By the way, and up above here you have a moonroof just for the front passenger for obvious reasons. And above here you get your hazard button, visor, get a vanity mirror with a LED ring light once again. So I wonder if this extends. No, oh bummer, but anyway. And the best place with this AION Hyptec HT is the rear seats, because literally you're just gonna flex the gull-wing doors all day any day with good reason. I understand it, but despite too with the gull-wing design, this is super spacious. I mean, this is not kind of my driving position, but hey, the fit in here is really good. I can stretch my head somewhat all the way forward, and the headroom, despite once again the gull-wing doors, that's my headroom. Okay, this is my proper diving position now. That's still a lot of space, and my headroom once again. And up above, you have a moonroof on either side of the door, which is cool. One drawback though with this gull-wing door setup, if I sit here in the middle, I mean, there's no issue whatsoever, but yeah, that's your headroom. So you do have to watch out for that, and you're gonna get blinded a lot with the dome lights. Oh yeah, that's really, really close because most of the, well, the mechanisms of the gull-wing doors are located somewhere here up above my head. And a lot of toys here. So you get, again, a seat back table on the left side. But if you go to the right side, this is actually a footrest. Okay, this is already really, really wild, and I love it. And you get controls here for the right front passenger seat. Only, for obvious reasons, if you have VIPs here for the second row. And in the middle, you get two air conditioning vents and a lone Type-C USB port. Then, here's central armrest. Oh, you get two pop-out cup holders. One nitpick only, I wish there was extra storage, but hey, this is for the VIPs. You're gonna put your elbow here and literally relax. And being an EV once again, there's no transmission tunnel and very fancy carpets because they have glitters on them. And more buttons here for opening and closing both sides of the gull-wing door. And this is it, first dive now with this AION GAC Hyptec HT. So remember, this specific one is the base model. You only get regular doors instead of the gull-wing ones. But everything is technically the same. You have the same power output and all that. Now, one thing I haven't discussed earlier in the display is the range itself. So this has a whopping range, both variants by the way, of 605 kilometers. So I really hope we can have a lend out of this because I really want to try out its true range. And first impression of the line, yeah, it's very smooth, I have to say. And unlike with that of the V, where you can adjust the braking pedal and then the steering feel itself, this one is kind of as is. So the same driving modes, you have comfort, sports, power save, but this time you have an addition of a custom mode, which I like. And then brakes, yeah, your usual EV as such. Then for the energy recovery, so there's only one mode. So you just press here, energy recovery. So we'll just floor it a bit and then release the throttle. Oh, okay, it's not as lively as I expected, but hey, at least there's still that kind of mode. And comfort being normal mode, yeah, it's the best of all worlds. And the instant clusters displaying, there's so many obstacles in front, like there's people crossing and then there's cars passing by and all that. Yeah, that's actually a pretty impressive system. One nitpick immediately, it just depends on the staying function. It might block the cluster. So that's the only thing I found. But hey, being an Hyptec HT, it makes up for it for all of the ergonomics. And look at the sun moonroof that stretches all the way to the rear seats. And then here, let's try first impression only, comfort mode. Oh wow! And remember, unlike that of the AION V, this one powers the rear wheels. So making this a little bit more fun to dive in the twists, which we'll demo in a bit. And that's just comfort mode. That's crazy. So let's try sports mode later on, since it's a little bit traffic now. So for power save, it's kind of like your eco mode. So, okay, it's a little bit more hesitant now to put its power down. And the regen's actually much stronger. So 40 kilometers per hour, then I release the throttle. Already down to 20. Yeah, so it does a lot. And here now, let's try sports mode. Wow. Wow. So, AION JAC said you have an acceleration time from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.8 seconds. It's very, very much believable. It's actually so fast. Wow. Even quicker than some of the other EVs that I've tried out. Yeah, this is that good. And the rest though, if you're just driving this sensibly, yeah, it's a very good EV overall. And remember, you have a range of 605 kilometers. That's actually pretty plenty for an EV. And then off the line, wow. That's immense. That's immense. And here, a little bit of a handling test. Like an EV. Some body lean, but it's not so bad. But it's planted in the corners, not to my surprise. Brakes, pretty strong too. Yeah, among one of the better brake feel I've tried out in any EV so far. So, it's much sportier than I expected. But I will be honest with one thing, since I literally just drove the V, there's a little bit more body roll than usual. So you can tell the suspension setup of this is tuned more on the comfort side of things rather than a sportier type, which I thought was a complete opposite with that of the AION V. But hey, everything is really good. And if you put it to sport mode, you can actually feel more heft now with the steering wheel itself, which I actually am a big fan of, because usually EVs have really light, dead, muted steering feel, but not with this AION Hyptec HT. It's, I would say, yeah, very impressive. So remember, we are in the base model. That's why I was so stunned with the lighting here, because if you get this base model with the regular doors, you have a much bigger moonroof, so it doesn't feel too dark or claustrophobic in here in the cabin. Then remember, you have the voice commands for this AION. Like example, if you want to close the sunshade, the very massive sunshade cover, it can do it. And then other stuff you can do as well with this Hyptec HT. It's super high-tech. I love it. But surprisingly, the driving dynamics is actually top-notch for what this is. So remember, this Hyptec HT comes in two variants. So first is this one with the regular doors only, but the same amount of tech, the power, range, and all that. Starts at 2,260,000 pesos. But if you want the all-crazy high-tech top of the line model with the gull-wing doors itself, that one is at 2,580,000 pesos. A lot of people say it's expensive, but I would say you get a lot for your money, and that's actually great value for, in my opinion, only. And again, I'd like to thank everyone here at AION GAC Philippines, here at the Electric Vehicle Summit. One more time. That's the Ford collision warning just doing its thing only. And yeah, as well, thank you to Miss Shirley. Again, my suke here at AION GAC. And we'll have hopefully more soon coming to the channel itself. So, hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more EV reviews coming right up. Alright, bye-bye.